Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Monday Night Raw. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Share, I'm just leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Monday Night Raw, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, another episode of Raw done. The European tour is officially over. They come back to the U.S. next week, and boy, will I say they went out on a bang. I think this was a great episode of Monday Night Raw, and it really felt like we were on the road to WrestleMania. I feel like a lot of segments were really hitting, especially with our two main world title programs. I think Jay and Gunther had a great segment. And it's one of those things where, like, I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the thumbnail for this, because I could go, you know, what's probably will get the most clicks, which is Cena and Cody showing each other. But I am really tempted to do the Gunther suffocating Jimmy with the blood gushing out of him. But I really don't know if I could get away with that being the thumbnail due to, you know, the violence behind it. And I don't know if YouTube would allow it. I don't know. Maybe if I make it black and white. If I make that picture black and white, maybe I get away with it. So maybe I'll try that. But if there is a Cena and Cody thumbnail, you will know that I decided to go the safe route as for the route, like the coolest picture out of the whole entire show, because damn, that was just awesome. That segment really reminded me of the Triple H and Randy Orton segment in 2009 on the road to 25. I was at that WrestleMania, by the way, where, you know, he handcuffed Triple H to the ropes and then he DDT'd Stephanie and kissed her. Now, he obviously didn't kiss Jimmy by any means, but he beat him up. He bloodied him to a bloody pulp. I was like, oh my God, he might be really dead. I think he like licked it like it was like chicken wings sauce. And I was like, oh man, this is disturbing. This is brutal. This is what I want to see from this feud. And now they're in a good prime contention to have one of the next two best spots, because now that both main events are full, it's what's the next best thing? It's to open the show. That's to be the next thing that everyone is going to be fighting for. And I think Jay and Gunther had a great opportunity to do that. Jimmy may miss Mania, but he is really setting his brother up for huge success, because there's no way that Gunther holds on to the title after that, after doing such a segment. Jay has to overcome the odds. I really don't know what we do if he is to lose the world title. But yeah, overall, great segment. I think the match between him and Jimmy was pretty good too. I'm glad that Jimmy did get some offense in for a little bit. I was just wanting a pure squash overall, but I think giving Jimmy some offense was the right call to do, just, you know, to play with the emotions a little bit, especially with the ride that we were going to go on after the bell rang. But yeah, great segment over there. Probably my favorite segment overall too. I think I liked it more than the Cody and John Cena segment, which was another amazing. They finally went back and forth. They did what I asked, where I was like, okay, I kind of hope Cody comes out first, because I really don't want to deal with John running us down again. Then Cody comes out and like it's just a brief segment. Or, you know, before John even talks, Cody interrupts, which is the way that we went down tonight. And it was, again, the way they went back and forth, how they brought up AEW was pretty, I enjoyed that. How Cena was saying, look, I made empires for billionaires. All you did was take from their kids. I was like, dang, that was a brutal line. How he said, you're nothing but, you're too perfect, you're too polished, you're too rehearsed. All these different things. I mean, Cena is one of the great goats on the mic for a reason. He's probably the GOAT. He's the only one to make The Rock stumble, as far as I know. Cody was able to go toe-to-toe with him as well. I really like the line with, you know, the jorts. I was like, damn. Saying you have more in this promo than you do in your jorts. I was like, damn, that was a pretty good line too. What was the other one that was pretty good? He had a pretty good zingers in there throughout. It's a really good promo. I might be rewatching that segment for a time being, along with the Jay and Gunther promo quite a bit. But yeah, it just felt like Mania finally. And I was like, man, you know, the heel run, I was like, okay, yeah, we feel like we're on the road to Mania. And then we get that first Cena heel promo. It's like, okay, next week they'll go back and forth. And it was kind of the same. And I was like, oh man, I don't know, we're losing some steam here, especially with this apparently being Cena's final appearance before WrestleMania itself, which I hope it's not. Just so that we can balance the force, because they did that thing where Cody stood tall with the title, holding the title. And usually when they do that, especially for Mania, when, you know, someone gets the upper hand, it usually means you're losing at the Showcase of the Immortals. And, and I really don't know how I feel with Cena winning the 17th title. I'm going to be talking about that more in another video later on, since we won't be doing a SmackDown or next week's Raw review because I am going on vacation after this. But, we'll be talking about that later. But it's just one of those things like, oh man, don't spoil the ending. I really want this. I don't know who's going to win because I was pretty sure Cody was going to win this whole time. Now I don't know. Although now I'm leaning more towards Cena's going to win. I just need to get back to that neutral part where I don't fully know who is going to win the title. But yeah, great segments overall for our world title programs. I think the main event was also really good too, besides the lame finish with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. I think they had a really good match. I think Bianca factored into the match very well too with the special guest referee spot. I just wasn't a huge fan of the double DQ. It would have been one thing if, Io hit her a couple times, like, where they both hit her on accident. And then Rhea hit her intentionally, then Io hit her intentionally, and then Bianca just goes, you know what? I'm over this. I can't do it anymore. If we would have done that, maybe I could have swallowed it a little bit better. But I also just really hate this whole... It's a real pet peeve when it comes to booking, where it's very clear we're going to do a triple threat. Triple H and the writing room are clearly telling you we're going to do a triple threat match. I know we're doing a triple threat match. You know we're doing a triple threat match at WrestleMania. The people behind the scenes know that we're doing a triple threat match. The only person who doesn't know is our general manager and our people who are actually involved. I get it, we're trying to tell a story. And typically, right now, here's the weird paradox that we are in when it comes to this road to WrestleMania. This is the first week of April, starting tomorrow. By the time I record, as of me recording, tomorrow, April starts. That's typically the week of WrestleMania. In most cases, this is the go-home show for WrestleMania. But also, this is one of 4 weeks left until Mania, right? We have 3 weeks after this until the Showcase of the Immortals. Typically, that Raw is the first Raw after Elimination Chamber. It just really shows how long this road is, which again, we're going to be talking about in another video later on. But it's just like, you've been teasing this triple threat match for weeks. Hell, a month. Like, since March 1st, we have been teasing this triple threat match. Just make it official. Confirm it. I don't want to wait another week. I've been waiting online to see if they announce it, just to go, hey, we didn't like what Bianca did, so Adam Pearce has decided that we're going to do a triple threat match at WrestleMania. It didn't happen, which means I got to wait another week until this match gets confirmed. And I really don't hope I have to wait another one. So it's mainly a pet peeve, but yeah, the finish didn't sit well with me, but overall, great match between Io and Rhea Ripley. I think all the matches were actually really good here tonight. I think the Braun Breaker, Penta, and Judgment Day match was really, really good. Penta finally getting pinned. Finn Balor again, the 1, 2, 3, continuing to push the envelope on breaking up the Judgment Day, which I do think finally is done at WrestleMania, which I hope it is, because I do think we missed the peak on the breakup. Finn going, I won, and then Liv going to Dom going, he's saying he won. You both won. And that he's going to go to get an Intercontinental title match with Braun Breaker, assuming at WrestleMania. Liv, you gotta assume when she goes, I'm going to talk to Adam after Finn gets done with it. She's going to add Dom to it. It's going to become a triple threat. Then Penta's going to find his way in because of the scuffle that him and Braun Breaker had afterwards, and it'll turn into a fatal four-way. And then, and that's fine. It's going to be a fine match. And for the women's IC title, we're doing Bayley versus Lyra next week. Lyra had a good promo saying, look, Bayley's the only person who has actually beaten me, and it's really upsetting me. So I'm going to do the favor. She helped me out. We're going to do the women's title match next week, which makes me nervous. I kind of wish we were just doing that program and we just tried to muster as much story as possible within that program of Lyra not being able to beat Bayley and Bayley being this vet. And then the women's tag title is doing something else, because I know for a fact next week that's going to be the match that gets DQ'd. That gets the no contest finish is Bayley versus Lyra, because Raquel and Liv are going to get involved, and it was either going to become a fatal four-way for that IC title as well, or it becomes for the tag team titles. Either way, both of those belts are not being defended on the Showcase of the Immortals, because those participants will be involved in the other title matches. And I don't know. I just really wish we would showcasing a spotlight on the titles separately as opposed to merging them together. But I get it. We only have so much spot on the card that we can get. But overall, looking forward to it. It'll be fine. I think the New Day match was good too. Yeah, I would have liked for someone else to take that spot. I don't think New Catch Republic should have been returning just to take a loss. But the way they lost it, they have a get out of jail free card for it. It was nice for Tyler Bate to get that pop back, and especially coming away from injury. The human side of it means a lot to me, and I was just happy that he was able to get that. But yeah, I would have liked for them to get a win. Maybe we could have had 3 tag matches on this episode of Raw. I mean, I don't know what harm it could have done for us, just so that they can get a win on it instead of getting them like, hey, here's this pop, and then you lose to New Day. Happy to see the War Raiders back. I don't know if we're going to be doing this on Mania or on another Raw, but hopefully, it is at Mania, because again, I think we need to showcase, make these titles mean something. They need to be defended on the biggest show of the year. So I'm just glad they're being showcased and there's actual story. And I do think the New Day need to get the win, just because I think that is the way that we do things. So yeah, overall, I think this Raw was really good. AJ Styles and Logan Paul, good segment. I think it's more about the match than it is the story. A lot of people are like, who was asking for this program? I mean, who asked for, I don't know. There's definitely wrestling programs where, we were like, oh man, no one wants to see this, and it turned out to be absolutely great. It's like movies when people go, who asked for this? We want this. I'm like, well, who asked for The Godfather? Who asked for Indiana Jones? No one asked for that. It was just a guy with a dream, man, and he freaking made it, and it was a good movie. Let these guys have a good chance. I know it's warranted to hate Logan Paul. I'm not going to discredit that whatsoever. I have my reservations about him too. But man, he can go in the ring. And especially when you pair him up with someone like AJ Styles. I mean, that pulverizer move is badass, right? Like, you cannot see him do that move and the way AJ Styles sold it and go, yeah, that's lame. No, it's not. It was really, really good. So yeah, the segment was whatever. But again, I think the match is going to be good, and it's a contender for match of the weekend. But yeah, overall, I think this episode of Raw was really good. I think it really sent the European tour home with a bang, and now we come back to the U.S. Hopefully we keep that momentum going. Like I said, we're in this weird paradox where typically, this is the go-home show for Raw as we head to WrestleMania, and then also with 4 weeks left, this is typically where, Elimination Chamber is over. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about it. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on it. Leave a like if you made it this far with the interview. I do greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. I do greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.